some may have got Thursday, October 17th, 2024.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And let the sunshine begin, right?
Yes, weather pattern has now changed. We've got wall-to-wall sunshine expected today. Wow. Great weather. It's a frosty start, though. I had to scrape frost off my windshield this morning. You guys probably all have to do as well. It's widespread across the area. So, again, I would say budget maybe a few extra minutes or maybe a few extra seconds of scraping off that card. Matter of fact, take a look at the graphic right here. As you can see here, frosty start over much of central New York early today. But it's not anything too serious, not a hard freeze, no hard ice on the windshield. We're not quite to that season just yet. Downtown Utica right now, it's a quiet, frosty start to the day today. Same thing on the radar, no rain showers or snow to report early today. Temperature at 29 degrees at Griffiths and Rome, 27 in fog up in Saranac Lake. Now, there are some patches of fog early this morning on those river locations, but that fog will lift, and we're tracking widespread sunshine today with temperatures as high as the mid-50s. So say goodbye to that cool stretch of weather. Now, we'll have warm daytime hours, but the overnights will continue to be chilly and potentially frosty over the next few days. But we'll enjoy this wall-to-wall sunshine in the near future. We'll talk about some of the things you can see in the sky tonight, as well as what that weekend forecast looks like straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, some fireworks.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. After quite a unsettled, chilly stretch of weather, we're starting to see a little bit of a warm-up as we head to the next few days. Now, still frosty starts are expected, and that'll be the case for your morning commutes over the next 2 or 3 days. Currently 30 degrees in Old Forge, frosty start heading into downtown Utica, also sitting at 30 degrees with widespread frost. Taking a look at other locations across both the Mohawk Valley and the Utica area, fog in Herkimer, the I-90 corridor through Mohawk, and same thing as you head up to Genesee Street, Route 8 and 20 in Bridgewater, and the arterial in Utica. It's clear with a mix of some fog in those lowest river valley locations. So, but heading to the south, Cooperstown, slightly foggy, Oneonta, very foggy, sitting at 28 degrees. So this morning, aside from some patchy fog you might run into and a frosty start, relatively quiet weather today. Sunshine moves in by the morning, and by the afternoon, wall-to-wall sunshine. Temperatures climbing as high as the mid-50s. So maybe put away some of those flannels, at least for the thicker flannels throughout the next few days. But the mornings, again, a little crisp, but with these clear skies, you could see even some pretty significant astronomical events. And Gary, I'll send it back to you because you're mentioning that right now.
That's for sure. If you get a chance to see the comet name...
The weather spoil your day. Tune in for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast, brought to you by Munson. Visit Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity. Visiting Munson and the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast, both free and both Utica's very own. Remember, all roads lead to Munson.
Here at Central New York Brain and Spine Neurosurgery, Dr. Q cares about you.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. A chilly start today, but compared to the last few days, a lot more sunshine is expected. No sudden passing pop-up shower moving through the area. Downtown Utica right now, it's a frosty start to your day today. Conditions starting in the 20s, 29 officially at Griffiths and Rome, with an east wind of around 3 or so miles per hour. And a live look at the Artful Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Things are looking quiet early today, and expect this to look pretty similar with none no rain showers expected over the next several days. The next dozen hours, temperatures going from a frosty 32 to 29 degrees up into the 50s by this afternoon. But as you can see here, wall-to-wall sunshine. A great Thursday is expected, and this will continue as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our grumpy cast is back. We've got cloud cover forecast, and as you can see here, lots of sunshine, lots of happy faces, because as we head into fall and winter, or late fall, early winter, we'll start to see a bit more clouds from lake effect and just cloudy skies in general with those cooler temperatures. And usually it's one of the cloudiest times of the year. So we'll soak up all that sun when we get the chance. Heading out tonight, as Kirk mentioned, you can see the Atlas Comet visible in the evenings from, again, now through the 25th. Look for 60 to 90 minutes after sunset in the western sky between 7:15 and 7:45. It's faint, but you go away from light pollution, and with the low humidity in the sky, this would be great viewing for it. The only downside is, well, if you call it a downside, the full supermoon, the Hunter's full supermoon, takes place tonight as well. And on top of that, this is going to be the brightest or largest supermoon of the year. So you got a bright moon and a very faint comet. So just make sure you have a way of seeing it. Maybe again use that phone or a telescope. But to our skycast this morning, after a chilly start, we're up into the 50s by this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. Clear skies continue tonight. Lows return back to frosty levels, and then rebounding even warmer tomorrow. Mid-50s by noontime, low 60s by 5 p.m. Then again, we're back into the 30s by Saturday morning. Patchy frost expected, and then Saturday afternoon, we're talking about temperatures in the mid-60s. A great Saturday is expected. Again, enjoy this weather now, because not too often in late fall or winter do you see a stretch like this. This will likely be the final extended stretch of sunshine and warm weather we'll be seeing all season long. So get out and enjoy it, especially this weekend. If you have any fall plans, fall activities expected, this would be great weather to do it for Saturday and Sunday. Even warming up, too, is into Monday and Tuesday with highs approaching near 70 degrees. Gary?
Welcome back.
Now, here comes the sun.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:23. Still ahead on Sunrise.
2024.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And get those sunglasses back out, right?
Yes, sunglasses are needed today. Maybe a jacket for the morning, but by the afternoon, it's going to warm up quickly into the 50s.
Beautiful.
But even warmer days are ahead. Looking outside early this morning, taking a live look at downtown Utica from the Nexus Center. As you can see here, it's a quiet start to the day today, but a frosty start. We do recommend budgeting maybe an extra 30 seconds to a minute or so to scrape that frost off the windshield. It's a light frost. It's nothing major, but enough to prevent visibility out your windshield early today, as it's widespread across pretty much all of central New York. Radar right now is showing quiet conditions, temperatures in the 20s at Griffiths and Rome, 32 in Hamilton with patchy fog, as well as up near Saranac Lake, also showing some fog. The next 12 hours starting out chilly, warming up into the 50s by this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. Now, we'll still be seeing chilly mornings over the next few days, but those afternoons will be very pleasant with highs in the 50s and 60s. We'll talk about that forecast heading into the weekend, plus again, what you can expect looking out your window or even outside in the night sky straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away. Well, as the election draws close.
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
Welcome back, everyone. We are taking a look at our photo of the day today, and this one, it takes us not to any location here on the ground, but way up in the sky. This is a photo taken in lee of the Comet Atlas by Brianna. And as you can see here, you can see the tail along with this comet. Now, this is in the western sky, roughly between 7 and 7:45 in the evening. Now, yesterday, clouds obstructed viewing for a lot of us. Today, that will not be the case. It will be faint. You have to look very closely with your naked eye. But if you want additional help, you can use your phone. The longer exposure time on your phone can help you view it, or binoculars or a telescope. So it's not completely invisible, but it's not going to stick out very clearly in the night sky. But again, amazing photo right here, and you have great viewing for it tonight and the next few nights as it makes its one pass near Earth in its 80,000-year orbit around the sun. As you take a look at the temperatures early today, it's freezing in a lot of spots. 27 Otter Lake, 28 Little Falls, 31 in Whitesboro, and 31 down in Earlville. Now, the temperatures this morning are chilly, but how about this for the next few days? Friday high of 62, Saturday and Sunday 65. We've got 68 and 69 by Monday and Tuesday. This will be a very warm stretch of weather heading into the weekend. Enjoy it, because not too often following October do we see stretches like this. Gary?
No.
Four-letter word that's forbidden? Maybe.
Enjoy it while it lasts with the sunshine. Eric, thanks. Now to credit concerns.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. After a pretty unsettled stretch of weather to start out the work week, things are heading into a much different direction. Taking a live look at downtown Utica right now, a layer of fog just passed through momentarily. It was coming from the Mohawk River, so if you're heading to work today through the arterial heading in between Utica and North Utica, just a heads up, you might encounter that area of dense fog. But the rest of us will be seeing frosty start and clear skies. Temperature sitting at 29 degrees. The radar right now is entirely dry, and as you head throughout the day today, we're talking about temperatures climbing as high as the low to mid 50s with lots of sunshine across the board. And we'll continue to see even clear skies tonight with frost potential arriving by early tomorrow morning. The Grumpy Cast is back. We've got lots of sunshine today through Sunday and even beyond. And I'm mentioning the Grumpy Cast is back because as we head into late fall and eventually winter time, sunshine a little hard to come by, usually one of the cloudiest times of the year. So anytime we get a stretch of sunshine, this is great news for a lot of us. Can't quite get the vitamin D from it just yet with that low sun angle, but of course always brightens the mood if you're heading outside. Tonight, if you do head outside beyond the evening hours, between 7:15 and 7:45, you can look at the Comet Atlas. Again, it happens between now and the 25th of October. You look for several minutes. It's faint, but it's visible in the western sky. On top of that, too, you've got the Hunter's full supermoon that takes place tonight. Moonrise at 6:14. It's the largest moon in the night sky all year long. You'll definitely notice it. It's very, very bright in the sky. And so on our Skycast, temperatures climbing from the 30s this morning up into the 50s by this afternoon. A pleasant day today. Not very warm, but at least warmer than it has been for the past few. Another frosty start early tomorrow morning with clear skies, and then we are back into the 50s and 60s by Friday afternoon. A great end of the work week, and this nice stretch of weather continues onward. Look at this. No rainfall, no clouds, clear skies, lows falling again near freezing once more. Frosty start back into the 50s and 60s by Saturday afternoon. So we're talking about a fantastic stretch of weather with not a drop of rain and hardly a cloud in the sky, barring those early morning areas of patchy fog. This continues onward through Sunday and into Monday and Tuesday with 68 and 69 degree highs. near 70 degrees. And as I mentioned earlier, this is not something that's all too common following this week into late October, mid-November, and early December. So if you want to enjoy the last bit of summer making its final approach here, definitely recommend going out and enjoying this great weather, Gary.
Wow, this is unbelievable.
Summer's final approach.
We appreciate you, that's for sure. Well, the North Country here in New York State has not forgotten about 17th, 2024.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And that video of that comet is pretty neat, isn't it?
Yes, I'm excited to check it out tonight. I didn't see it yesterday because of the cloud cover, but we've got great visibility for that today. But on top of the clear visibility tonight, gorgeous sunshine this afternoon. But we do have a frosty and somewhat foggy start this morning. Taking a live look outside in downtown Utica, it's chilly, below freezing in downtown Utica. Our first widespread frost of the year. But notice on the right-hand side of your screen, some low-lying clouds. That's some fog overspreading from Mohawk River. So if you're heading through Utica, down into North Utica, you could encounter that area of fog. But regardless, widespread frost this morning. A quick scrape, maybe on a minute or so, is all you really need. The frost is rather light, but the radar itself showing quiet conditions, clear skies, temperatures below freezing for pretty much all of central New York, 20s and 30s. Officially 28, our coldest temperature this season so far at Rome. Our next 12 hours, we're warming up into the 30s, eventually the 50s by this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. Say goodbye to that unsettled stretch we've been seeing over the past few days, and we'll see a return to late September, early October temperatures and plenty of sunshine with that as well as we head into the weekend. We'll talk about that, plus again more details on the comet and the supermoon tonight straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast. Never.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise this morning. As we take a look at our commute cast, we'll let you know what you can expect heading out the door early this morning. Take a look at Old Forge. There's some areas of patchy fog out in the distance, sitting at 27 degrees, a frosty start. Downtown Utica, although Oriskany Boulevard right now is fog-free for the most part. Notice out in the distance here, we got some low-lying clouds from the Mohawk River producing some patchy fog as you head in between Utica and North Utica over I-90. A look at other traffic cameras across Utica, south and north and west. As you can see here, Bridgewater, Route 8, Route 20 connection right there, seeing some fog. Same thing for I-90 as you head down to Herkimer and Mohawk. So again, we got valley fog in some spots early today. Same thing in Cooperstown, 30 degrees. And lastly, in Oneonta at 28 degrees. So the travel risks this morning really are just isolated to some areas of fog, as well as budgeting an extra minute or so to scrape that frost off the windshield. Following this morning, conditions quiet down quickly. We've got temperatures climbing as high as the upper 40s to eventually the mid-50s. And on top of that, too, plenty of sunshine. Now, with clear skies tonight, as Gary will tell you in just a second, we'll have a great potential of viewing the Atlas Comet. Gary?
That's right, Eric. If you do get a chance to see the Atlas.
Brought to you by Munson. Visit Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity. Visiting Munson and the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast, both free and both Utica's very own. Remember, all roads lead to Munson.
This portion of News Channel 2 is brought to you by PJ Green.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Today is shaping up to be a nice one. It's a chilly start, though, heading out the door. It's a frosty start. Budget a few extra seconds to scrape the frost off the windshield. On top of that, too, you might encounter some areas of patchy fog. Downtown Utica right now, it's clear out in the distance, but you look to the right of your screen, there is some locations looking at least some moderate density fog, and that's mainly due to the Mohawk River. The temperatures falling very quickly. Same thing for locations up in the North Country and in the southern valleys. It's 28 degrees with clear skies at Griffiths and Rome, the coolest temperature recorded so far this second half of the year in the Utica-Rome area. And the radar right now is looking dry, no lake effect, rain showers or snow being tracked at this point, and we'll continue to see this pattern as we head throughout the day today. The next dozen or so hours favoring lots of sunshine and temperatures climbing as high as the mid-50s. Now, if you enjoy these temperatures, well, there's warmer temperatures to come. But before we get to those temperatures, of course, we've got lots of sunshine, and the Grumpy Cast is back. Now that we slowly enter the cloudiest time of the year, we'll take advantage of any long stretches of sunshine that we can see. Of course, between today and Sunday, wall-to-wall sunshine. Get out and enjoy it. Not too often following today do we see this warm and this quiet of a stretch of weather. If you head out tonight, again, last night clouds were an issue. Tonight, not an issue. The western sky between 7:15 and 7:45. Check out the Comet Atlas. It's going to be faint. You might not see it immediately with your naked eye. You have to adjust a little bit, get away from city lights. And then after that, of course, if you have a binocular or a telescope or a phone that can take longer exposure pictures, that'll also help as well. But this will be the best time to view it between now and the 25th of October. Another thing, too, in the night sky, the biggest moon of the year. The Hunter's full supermoon takes place tonight. Of course, it's very noticeable. The moon will be a lot more bright than usual here in central New York. But on our Skycast this morning, frosty start, sunshine this afternoon, high temperatures in the 50s. Another frosty start tomorrow morning, and then we're climbing back up into the 60s by Friday afternoon. A fantastic stretch of weather continues not just for Friday, but into Saturday and Sunday. You have any weekend plans? You could not ask for a better October weekend. This is sunny, 60s, great weather. This continues through Monday and Tuesday with highs in the upper 60s. Gary?
Woohoo!
I'm clapping.
Wow, this is pretty awesome. Eric, thanks. And be sure to like us on 24.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And if you weren't with us earlier and didn't see the 7-day forecast yet, you're going to like it, right?
Yes, we're talking about fantastic weather continuing through the weekend.
Wow.
Into the start of next week. But this morning, it's a frosty one out there. Definitely want to bundle up heading outside. Matter of fact, taking a live look at downtown Utica right now. The fog from the Mohawk River has extended back into the downtown area once more. It's actually a pretty colorful scene right here with the pink on the police building right there and the sign of the Wynn Hospital out in the distance. But again, this morning, budget maybe about a minute to scrape the frost off the windshield. It's a light frost, but it's there, and it's our first widespread frost of the season for both the North Country and extending as far south or far in the lower elevations as the Mohawk Valley. The radar right now is completely dry. Temperature at Rome sitting at 28 crisp degrees early today, and our next 12 hours call for sunshine and warmer temperatures climbing as high as the mid-50s. Now, if you think this weather is pleasant, well, we got warmer days ahead as well as continuation of sunshine and clear overnight hours. Great for viewing some astronomical events, including the full moon tonight as well as the Comet Atlas. We'll talk about that in a lot more detail coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. As the election draws closer, both
Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise this morning. We are taking a look at our photo of the day on this Thursday, and this one takes us, well, not quite to a location on the ground, but up in the sky. The Comet Atlas taken in Lee by Brianna. As you can see here, the trail of the comet is visible with the naked eye. It's very difficult to see, but you still can see it. Now, the ways to view it, the easiest would be through a camera that has a longer exposure time, allowing more of that faint light to appear in the picture, as well as a telescope or binoculars. But again, you get away from city lights. you will have a better shot of seeing this in the western sky, again, between 7:15 tonight and 7:45. And this is just not for tonight. This is for the next few nights. So if you have busy plans this evening, don't worry. You have a chance to catch it between now and the 25th of October before it's gone for another 80,000 years and potentially even beyond the solar system. It's probably one of the last times to see it here in our lifetime. This morning, it's a chilly start, and by chilly, I would say even frosty start. Lots of locations, in fact, pretty much all of central New York are below freezing. Now, we'll warm up again by this afternoon. More frosty starts over the next few days, but warmer days for the afternoons are expected. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now to credit card concerns. A new government report suggests that millions.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. After several days of unsettled conditions, a chance of rain for all of them, we are finally starting to see a return to sunshine and plenty of it. Before we get to that, though, it's a frosty start in downtown Utica and a somewhat foggy start as the fog layer from the Mohawk River extending southward into the downtown Utica region. Temperature sitting at 28 at Griffith Rome, where it's not foggy. It's clear with calm winds and refreshing humidity. This is the lowest dew point we've seen all year, or at least all season long. The radar itself is completely dry, and the next 12 hours favor lots of sunshine and temperatures climbing as high as the mid-50s, potentially even upper 50s in some of the lowest of elevations. So get out and enjoy the nice weather today. But if you have a chance to check out the nice weather for the weekend, great for that as well. The Grumpy Cast is back. As we enter late fall and early winter, we start to enter the cloudiest time of the year. And so anytime we have an extended period of sunshine, of course, lots of smiles in the Grumpy Cast. With the clear skies tonight, great visibility for the Comet Atlas taking place between 7:15 and 7:45 in the western sky between now and the 25th of October. And we have great clear sky visibility for that as well. And if you can't quite see the trail of that, you could also see the full supermoon from at least the Hunter's full supermoon, which is the brightest full moon of the year. Moonrise at 6:14, moonset at 8:48 tomorrow morning. And again, you'll definitely notice it being the brightest moon of the year. It is very bright in the night sky, at least even last night at 97%. So the big Skycast today, we're talking about temperatures climbing from the 30s up into the 50s by this afternoon. Great outdoor weather for October standards. And then we'll look at a frosty start again for tomorrow morning, climbing even higher with those temperatures into the upper 50s to as high as the mid-60s. So we got a great afternoon for your Friday. Heading into Friday night, potential for frost yet again, but as you can see here, there are no clouds, no rain, aside from some patchy fog. That's really about regarding cloud cover. Saturday, even warmer with highs approaching the mid-60s. And so your 7-day forecast, have any weekend plans, you couldn't ask for a better stretch of weather. And I'll keep saying this, as we head beyond this week, it's not too common we see temperatures this warm and this sunny leading into November and December. So this could be the last extended stretch of sunshine for the near term, so I'd get out and enjoy it, Gary.
Well, hopefully we'll see another one.
I hope so.
This one looks nice, though. Eric, thanks. The North Country here in New York has not forgotten.
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Thursday morning, Central New York. Today started out rather frosty, our first widespread frost of the season. And as we head throughout the day today, temperatures do climb from the 30s, eventually even warmer with lots of sunshine. Bigger picture right now, radar and satellite showing high pressure in place at this point. Notice some rain showers at the bottom of the screen right there. That high pressure will steer that rain off the coast, missing us entirely. And of course, that means for us, completely quiet weather for the near term. Next dozen hours, as I mentioned, warming up. We're going as high as the mid-50s today with lots of sunshine and, of course, being late October, low humidity. Now, skies remain clear tonight, and we'll still see several days of sunshine throughout Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So our grumpy cast is back as we slowly start to enter the cloudiest time of the year. And anytime we have this stretch of sunny days, it's great to let you guys know that you'll have this nice weather here. Now, with the clear daytime hours, we also have clear overnight hours and perfect viewing conditions for the Comet Atlas, which will make its single pass in its 80,000-year orbit around the sun. This one will have good visibility between now and the 25th of October. And you look west, about 7:15 to 7:45, that's when you start to see this comet. And it's faint. You might need your phone that has longer exposure to view it, or binoculars or a telescope. But if you really look closely, you could see it with your naked eye. But again, it's a very small comet, but it does have a trail that you can visibly see. So that might make it easier to pinpoint in the sky. Another thing taking place tonight, Hunter's full moon. We've got the brightest, or at least the largest full moon of the year taking place for tonight. And you'll definitely notice that the moon is extremely bright. And in fact, an overnight sky is actually not too dark at this point. Moonrise at 6:14, moon set at 8:48 tomorrow morning. So you should have plenty of opportunity to see it, maybe even take your pictures or even look at it through your telescope along with viewing the comet. So a lot of things going on in the night sky tonight. Great for those of you who are big fans of astronomy. But to our skycast, today temperatures starting out in the 30s, climbing as high as the 50s by this afternoon with wall-to-wall sunshine. By tonight, we'll see temperatures fall back down to near or below freezing, enough for a frosty start tomorrow morning before we rebound back into the 50s and eventually 60s by Friday afternoon. But by Friday night, yet again, another potential frosty morning before we climb back into the 60s again by Saturday. Notice this entire time there are no clouds aside from morning fog and no rainfall expected in pretty much all of central New York, Mohawk Valley, heading down even closer to the capital region. So we're talking about a great stretch of weather continuing through the end of the week, into the weekend and beyond. Sunday, high of 65, sunny skies. Monday, 68 the high. Sunshine and almost 70 degrees on Tuesday before our next chance of rain arrives by Wednesday. And even then, that signal is very hit or miss. So this could be the nicest stretch of weather we'll be seeing for pretty much the rest of the season. Not too often following late October, we see this warm of temperatures and this extension of sunshine like we are seeing now. So get out and enjoy it.
This is Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Thursday morning, Central New York. Today started out rather frosty, our first widespread frost of the season. And as we head throughout the day today, temperatures do climb from the 30s, eventually even warmer with lots of sunshine. Bigger picture right now, radar and satellite showing high pressure in place at this point. Notice some rain showers at the bottom of the screen right there. That high pressure will steer that rain off the coast, missing us entirely. And of course, that means for us, completely quiet weather for the near term. Next dozen hours, as I mentioned, warming up. Well, we're going as high as the mid-50s today with lots of sunshine and, of course, being late October, low humidity. Now, skies remain clear tonight, and we'll still see several days of sunshine throughout Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So our grumpy cast is back as we slowly start to enter the cloudiest time of the year. And anytime we have this stretch of sunny days, it's great to let you guys know that you'll have this nice weather here. Now, with the clear daytime hours, we also have clear overnight hours and perfect viewing conditions for the Comet Atlas, which will make its single pass in its 80,000-year orbit around the sun. This one will have a good visibility between now and the 25th of October. And you look west, about 7:15 to 7:45. That's when you start to see this comet. And it's faint. You might need your phone that has longer exposure to view it, or binoculars or a telescope. But if you really look closely, you could see it with your naked eye. But again, it's a very small comet, but it does have a trail that you can visibly see, so that might make it easier to pinpoint in the sky. Another thing taking place tonight, Hunter's full moon. We've got the brightest, or at least the largest full moon of the year taking place for tonight, and you'll definitely notice that the moon is extremely bright, and in fact, an overnight sky is actually not too dark at this point. Moonrise at 6:14, moon set at 8:48 tomorrow morning. So you should have plenty of opportunity to see it, maybe even take your pictures or even look at it through your telescope along with viewing the comet. So a lot of things going on in the night sky tonight. Great for those of you who are big fans of astronomy. But to our skycast, today temperatures starting out in the 30s, climbing as high as the 50s by this afternoon with wall-to-wall sunshine. By tonight, we'll see temperatures fall back down to near or below freezing, enough for a frosty start tomorrow morning before we rebound back into the 50s and eventually 60s by Friday afternoon. But by Friday night, yet again, another potential frosty morning before we climb back into the 60s again by Saturday. Notice this entire time, there are no clouds aside from morning fog and no rainfall expected in pretty much all of central New York, Mohawk Valley, heading down even closer to the capital region. So we're talking about a great stretch of weather continuing through the end of the week, into the weekend and beyond. Sunday, high of 65, sunny skies. Monday, 68 the high, sunshine, and almost 70 degrees on Tuesday before our next chance of rain arrives by Wednesday. And even then, that signal is very hit or miss. So this could be the nicest stretch of weather we'll be seeing for pretty much the rest of the season. Not too often following late October we see this warm of temperatures and this extension of sunshine like we are seeing now. So get out and enjoy it.
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Thursday morning, Central New York. Today started out rather frosty, our first widespread frost of the season. And as we head throughout the day today, temperatures do climb from the 30s, eventually even warmer with lots of sunshine. Bigger picture right now, radar and satellite showing high pressure in place at this point. Notice some rain showers at the bottom of the screen right there. That high pressure will steer that rain off the coast, missing us entirely. And of course, that means for us, completely quiet weather for the near term. Next dozen hours, as I mentioned, warming up. Well, we're going as high as the mid-50s today with lots of sunshine and, of course, being late October, low humidity. Now, skies remain clear tonight, and we'll still see several days of sunshine throughout Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So our grumpy cast is back as we slowly start to enter the cloudiest time of the year. And anytime we have this stretch of sunny days, it's great to let you guys know that you'll have this nice weather here. Now, with the clear daytime hours, we also have clear overnight hours and perfect viewing conditions for the Comet Atlas, which will make its single pass in its 80,000-year orbit around the sun. This one will have a good visibility between now and the 25th of October. And you look west, about 7:15 to 7:45, that's when you start to see this comet. And it's faint. You might need your phone that has longer exposure to view it, or binoculars or a telescope. But if you really look closely, you could see it with your naked eye. But again, it's a very small comet, but it does have a trail that you can visibly see. So that might make it easier to pinpoint in the sky. Another thing taking place tonight, Hunter's full moon. We've got the brightest, or at least the largest full moon of the year taking place for tonight. And you'll definitely notice that the moon is extremely bright. And in fact, the overnight sky is actually not too dark at this point. Moonrise at 6:14, moon set at 8:48 tomorrow morning. So you should have plenty of opportunity to see it, maybe even take your pictures or even look at it through your telescope along with viewing the comet. So a lot of things going on in the night sky tonight. Great for those of you who are big fans of astronomy. But to our skycast, today temperatures starting out in the 30s, climbing as high as the 50s by this afternoon with wall-to-wall sunshine. By tonight, we'll see temperatures fall back down to near or below freezing, enough for a frosty start tomorrow morning before we rebound back into the 50s and eventually 60s by Friday afternoon. But by Friday night, yet again, another potential frosty morning before we climb back into the 60s again by Saturday. Notice this entire time there are no clouds aside from morning fog and no rainfall expected in pretty much all of central New York, Mohawk Valley, heading down even closer to the capital region. So we're talking about a great stretch of weather continuing through the end of the week, into the weekend and beyond. Sunday, high of 65, sunny skies. Monday, 68 the high, sunshine, and almost 70 degrees on Tuesday before our next chance of rain arrives by Wednesday. And even then, that signal is very hit or miss. So this could be the nicest stretch of weather we'll be seeing for pretty much the rest of the season. Not too often following late October we see this warm of temperatures and this extension of sunshine like we are seeing now. So get out and enjoy it.
James DeFazio in for Eric today. And James, it's nice to see the sun after that long, dreary stretch that we've had.
Absolutely. We have made it. We have finally survived. We made it through our 4 days.
Yes.
Let's take a look at what we're tracking because it's all good news. I have no bad news for you. Looking down off the Smith Hill tower cam from Cadvy, this morning you could see quite a blanket across the Mohawk Valley here, and it lingered until about later than normal, 10:15 a.m. You could see a nice thick blanket across the Mohawk Valley of fog. This is now dispersed, so air quality and visibility conditions out there are now good. We are finally drying out after 4 wet days, and we have widespread sun in the forecast. Sunny, warm weather pattern arrives and sets in for the majority of the next 7 days, and we're looking at widespread frost chances for tonight. Taking a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, there's nothing to talk about on there. High pressure is on its way in, and it is going to drive the weather over the next 5 days, and it's only going to settle in further into the weekend. Currently 48 and sunny out in Rome, 38 for a dew point, making it quite refreshing out there. Feel like temperature of 48 degrees. This evening we're expecting temperatures to be right in the right around 50 degrees with ample sun. Tonight 32, widespread frost by the morning, and we'll have a further look at the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Gary?
James, thanks. Syracuse University has suspended.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good afternoon, Central New York. I get to be the good guy today. I have plenty of good news. We have a fantastic stretch of weather ahead of us, and I have a phenomenal forecast. Taking a look at downtown Utica right now, look at that ample sunshine, not a cloud to be found in the sky. Beautiful skies out there, and while this may not be normal for October, we expect this to continue for several more days. Widespread wall-to-wall sunshine, currently 48 degrees with plenty of sun up in Rome. We have a dew point of 38, making it very refreshing. Feel like temperature right at that 48-degree mark. Look at all of that sunshine being reported across New York State. There are no clouds to be found out there. And we are not going to complain about that. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, very quiet as high pressure continues to work in from the west. It is going to continue to look like this throughout the week. There's really not much to show you in terms of radar and satellite imagery. Quite quiet weather, which is going to present some fantastic opportunities for weekend, weekday outdoor opportunities. Foliage report, taking a look at where we're at with fall foliage. Up in the Adirondack Park, as well as the Southern Hills, we are a tad past peak, but there is still some color to be seen out there. Everywhere else throughout the Mohawk Valley is currently at peak, and colors are incredibly vibrant right now. So if you're able to get out and take a look at any of the foliage, I highly recommend doing so. It's quite beautiful out there right now. Tonight, Comet Atlas will be visible, which is quite interesting because this comet is only visible every 88,000 years. So if you want to go out and take a look over the next couple of days, it's going to be visible through the 11th through the 25th, right about a half an hour after sunset, between 7:15 and 7:45 each night. You're going to want to look to the west. However, you'd be the first human beings alive to have ever seen it, because no one else has ever seen it. No one was here 88,000 years ago, as far as I'm aware. We also have a supermoon tonight, rising at 6:14, setting at 8:48 a.m. tomorrow. This supermoon is incredibly interesting because it's actually going to be the largest moon of the year. This is because of its proximity. We're actually the closest distance to the moon that we will have been throughout the entire year. And with clear skies expected, and with clear skies expected, it should be quite bright and beautiful out there, especially with its proximity to Earth. Taking a look at Skycast. Today we climb up into the mid-50s. By 5 p.m. we're still hanging on to the mid-50s. Tonight we do get a widespread frost. It's already 39 by 10 p.m. We're down into the lower 30s by morning. As we head into Friday afternoon, we warm right back up into the 60s. Friday evening, it's still a warm evening, but we cool off quick for Friday night football. We do dip into the lower 30s by Saturday morning. Saturday looks like another fantastic day with ample sunshine. Temperatures climb right into the mid-60s. Today, plenty of sunshine throughout the day, peaking around 54 degrees by this evening, 48 to 52 with ample sun. Tonight, widespread frost by morning, 32 degrees with clear skies. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast, I don't know if I'll ever be able to show one quite this beautiful in October ever again, but sun, 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 and a warming trend as we head towards the weekend as well as towards next week. At the beginning of next week, we are looking at temperatures in the upper 60s. That's over 10 degrees above average for this time of year.
Boy.
So
I love your energy.
No complaints. I'm loving it.
You bring it every day. James, thanks. Well, the North Country here in New York has not forgotten about the victims of Hurricane Helene down in North McLaughlin. Reporting from Tel Aviv, meteorologist James DeFazio in for Eric today. And what a day to be in for Eric, as you have probably
lucky me.
The best 7-day forecast we could possibly have here in mid to late October.
I really can't. I can't complain at all. Can't really find too many faults. I'm just going to show a quick visual of the Cadby Tower cam off Smith Hill here. This morning you could see a nice dense layer of cloud cover and fog that had situated over our valley. That has since dispersed, as has all of the areas of fog across the region. Here's a look at what we're tracking as we head into the rest of the weekend, towards the weekend. We finally are drying out. We have made it to the calm after the storm. We have widespread sun in the forecast. Sunny, warmer weather pattern has arrived, and it will continue for the majority of the next 7 days. And we have widespread frost expected for tonight. Live Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 radar. Not much going on out there, which is why I zoomed out right away. There is nothing to show you because high pressure is on its way in. We're looking at 48 degrees at Rome right now with a dew point of 38, allowing for refreshing air quality. Things are going to warm up with about a high of 54 degrees this afternoon, 48 to 52 degrees by this evening with ample sunshine. Tonight, low of 32 degrees with widespread frost. With low of 32 degrees with widespread frost, and the weather just continues to look better and better as we move into the weekend. And we will have a further look at those ample sunshine chances, as well as a chance to view a comet, as well as the supermoon tonight.
Big night ahead.
Yes.
James, thanks. Well, an unthinkable.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good afternoon, Central New York. After 4 damp consecutive days, we have finally reached a nice stretch of dry, sunny weather. We have an incredible forecast for you. Taking a look at downtown Utica, ample sunshine out there. Look at those bright blue skies, not a cloud to be found in the sky, and that is going to be the name of the game as we head through the next 5 to 7 days. We are looking at mostly sunny skies most days, which is a tad unusual for October, but we're going to take it. 48 degrees right now in Rome with plenty of sunshine being reported. We have a dew point of 38, feel-like temperature of 48 with that refreshing level of humidity. Look at these reports of sun. Just not a cloud being reported anywhere across New York State right now. Just ample sunshine, fantastic weather. Looking at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, all is quiet. Barely any clouds, even when I zoom out and show you the bigger picture. Radar and satellite is going to continue to look drier and drier as high pressure continues to move in from the west throughout the next couple of days and settle in on top of us, bringing us this fantastic weather, which is going to present plenty of opportunities for outdoor activities. Taking a look at the foliage report, currently up in the Adirondack Park, we do have areas that are past peak, but that doesn't mean that there's no color up there. It is still relatively picturesque. In the Mohawk Valley and everywhere else, the colors are incredibly vibrant, and it is fantastic out there. It is absolutely beautiful, and if you're able to get out, I absolutely recommend. We also have a comet that will be visible over the next several days. From October 11th to October 25th, Comet A3, also known as Comet Atlas, which has not been in our atmosphere in 88,000 years, is going to be visible for about 60 to 90 minutes after sunset. And you'd want to look west in the sky, and it would be very bright, very visible. It would not be something that you'd be looking for, struggling to find. If you see it, you would know you would see it. And we'd be thinking between 7:15 and 7:45 p.m. We also have a supermoon tonight with a moonrise of 6:14, setting at 8:48 a.m. This supermoon is actually going to be our largest moon of the entire year, with it being in the closest proximity to Earth, with the actual distance, with it being a full moon, and the way it revolves around the Earth, the actual distance is at its lowest tonight. And as we move forward through today, Temperatures do climb up into the mid-50s. They do quickly drop down tonight. We have widespread frost by tomorrow morning. Temperatures dipping right around 32 degrees. By Friday morning, it starts to warm up, but it's a chilly morning. We climb into the low 60s by the afternoon. We end up in the mid-50s by Friday night for Friday night football. Things do become chilly for Friday night football, and temperatures do dip into the lower 30s yet again by Saturday morning. Sunday, things get nice and warm relatively quickly. We warm up a bit quicker with highs in the mid-60s. 48 to 52 degrees this afternoon with a high of 54. Plenty of sunshine out there. Tonight, 32 degrees for a low, widespread frost by morning. Taking a look at the 7-day forecast, plenty of sunshine. We're into the middle 60s by the weekend, and by the start of next week, we're actually creeping up towards the upper 60s. Just an absolutely phenomenal forecast for this time of year in October, and we're running about 10 degrees above average, and just phenomenal. And I'll throw it over to Gary.
James, thanks. We are
Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. A little warmer today, a lot sunnier.
What a beautiful day. Yeah, it was a cold start. Lots of places started out in the 20s, but man, it is looking nice outside. This is a live look at our Cadby Tower Cam. Clear skies, temperatures in the 50s, a nice rebound after a cold start. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. We've got a light breeze outside. Dew point's 38. The air is really dry. That means we cool off quickly as we head into this evening. Our weather headlines: perfect sky conditions. We have a full moon tonight. We also have Comet Atlas. We'll talk about both, when you can see those and where to look. Widespread frost continues tonight as well as tomorrow night, but the sunshine is going to be sticking around as we head into the weekend. Temperatures fall quickly this evening into the 40s closer to sunset. Again, we've got a nice stretch of weather ahead. I'll let you know how long it lasts coming up. Back over to you.
New information on an assault in Little Falls that we first reported on in August. Police.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. A large dome of high pressure is sitting over central New York, and that's going to give us more days like today. Clear skies, light winds, a beautiful day outside. It's a lot warmer, too, than the past several days. We're in the 50s, but wow, it was cold earlier this morning. A lot of places started out in the 20s. The coldest night so far this season. We will see a few chilly nights ahead, too. Some very interesting things to watch in tonight's sky, and with clear skies in place, we will have a great view of Comet Atlas. This is visible in the evenings from 7:15 until 7:45. That's the best time to look for it, but you can catch it even before or after those times. You're going to want to look to the west, and I highly recommend a pair of binoculars, a smartphone that has night mode, something to help give you a better ability to see, because this is an extremely faint comet. It's hard to see with the naked eye, but it is possible. There's even apps out there that can help you find this comet in the night sky too. But again, you're looking to the west after sunset for that. What will be a lot easier to spot is the full moon. It's the full Hunter moon. This is the brightest moon of the whole year. This is the supermoon, and it's the brightest supermoon as it's closest to Earth's Earth now than it is throughout the whole year, and full at the same time. The moonrise is 6:14. The moon will also make the comet a little bit harder to see, but still, it should be a really nice night to check out both of those. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It is quiet, clear skies. Frost is expected tomorrow morning. A quick scrape of the car windshield will be needed, with overnight lows once again in the low 30s. Temperatures this evening, again in the 50s. Dolgeville, 58 degrees. Little Falls, 59. Westernville, 59. Deansboro, 50 degrees. Westmoreland, 57. Sherwood, 57. Cooperstown, 53. Oneonta, 52. As the sun gets lower in the sky, it's going to cool off very quickly this evening. We've got a big dome of high pressure in control, and that's going to ensure the weather remains dry. These clouds that you see in the Atlantic will stay out of central New York as the high pressure system wins. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, clear skies tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the low 30s. Sunshine, beautiful weather tomorrow. We'll climb into the low 60s, noticeably warmer even compared to today. Weather looks great for high school football. Tomorrow evening, temperatures will be in the 50s. will fall into the 40s and 30s as we head into Friday night. And the weather looks beautiful heading into the weekend. Widespread frost, a low of 30. Beautiful weather tomorrow, 62 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Beautiful weekend ahead. Sunshine, temperatures in the 60s. We warm up into the low 70s. Break out the shorts. Some showers return on Wednesday. Cooler weather Thursday.
Perfect day to go for a run.
There you go.
I think there's a lot of people who haven't put their shorts away. Chris Ford. Who works in
Does he
production.
ever do that?
Who works in
Watching, too, I'm
production
sure.
here.
Thanks, Bill. Well, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's winter outlook is out.
This is giving us an idea of what we can expect this season. Maribel Gonzalez reports.
This winter could look a little different than the last one.
Overall, we are expecting warmer than normal temperatures across the southern tier of the country.
Last year, the natural climate pattern known as El Niño, in addition to warming due to fossil fuel pollution, brought warmer winters in the south and cooler ones in the north, with less snow in much of the northeast and Midwest. This year, its counterpart, La Niña, could bring a warmer and drier south and a wetter north.
Above normal temperatures are more likely across the southern tier of the country, also northward along the eastern seaboard, with below normal temperatures favored for parts of the northern Rockies and northern plain.
But no two La Niña winters are the same, and their strength matters. The Climate Prediction Center forecasts this one to be a weaker event.
We would expect a more variable weather pattern. So you could go from warm and wet to cold and dry in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks.
And while El Niño and La Niña climate patterns help give us a good idea of what to expect, experts like Peter Goebel, climatologist at Colorado State University, says Mother Nature will have the ultimate say.
I like to use the analogy with El Niño, La Niña of it's like playing a game of cards or poker with a few extra aces in the deck. You might have an idea of how the deck is stacked, but it doesn't mean you know exactly what hand you're going to get.
Coming up, hurricane-related shortages.
Also tonight, final hours, there's a fight.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
And we're talking about Comet Atlas. A few folks able to capture it over the past couple of nights. This picture from Jacob Smith in Cooperstown. This comet is visible after sunset between 7:15 to 7:45 in the western sky. And you're going to want to have a special camera or night mode on your iPhone in order to detect it. Although you can see it with the naked eye, it's just very hard to. It's very faint. Temperatures will be in the low 60s over the next couple of days. Skies will be clear to check that out. And we're looking at a warming trend. In fact, we'll be close to 70 again as we head into Monday and likely in the low 70s by Tuesday. Taking the dog out for a walk this evening. The weather looks great. It does cool off quickly after sunset. We'll be in the 40s here by 7 p.m. Tonight's featured dog Dudley from Frankfurt Schuyler. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. A nice weekend is ahead. A look at the forecast coming up. Back over to you.
Americans are still opening their wallets to
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. A beautiful day today. We're looking at lots of sunshine, at least for about the next half hour as we take a live look in downtown Utica. A temperature of 53 degrees. It started out cold. Griffith's officially falling to 28. If you think that's a record, it's not even close. The record low for today's date, 19 degrees. That was in 1978. So it can get a lot colder than even last night across the area. But we are looking at some cooler temperatures, at least at nighttime. We're likely going to have another freeze here overnight. So the sunset is tonight, it's 6:14. Next week, 6:03. So we're a little over a week away from 6 o'clock sunsets being a thing of the past. By Halloween, the sunset is 5:53, and then a month from now, it's 4:30, almost 4:30. Yes, we go back to daylight. If we go from daylight saving time to standard time, the clocks change the weekend after Halloween. Fall colors continue to come out. We're looking at near peak color across most of central New York. This weekend should be a great one to check out the foliage in the lower elevations. The hilltops are now considered past peak, but still plenty of color to be had for about the next week to week and a half. And then the big cleanup begins as the leaves come down. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's quiet. Skywatchers warmer today than yesterday. Bob and Clinton 55, Barneveld 54, Jeff and Mohawk 51, Eric in Inlet 54, Westford checking in with 50 degrees. Many of our Skywatchers getting a hard frost earlier this morning. A big dome of high pressure continues to drive our weather. It's going to keep this area of low pressure to our south and east. Some clouds off the Atlantic coast. Again, that weather system will not impact our area. Clear skies tonight. Widespread frost expected tomorrow morning. Temperatures start out in the upper 20s to low 30s. Like today, it's going to be another beautiful day tomorrow, and it looks warmer than today with high temperatures in the low 60s. Great weather for high school football. Temperatures will be in the 50s tomorrow evening. Clear skies continue tomorrow night. Saturday morning starts out with sunshine and some patchy frost. Another warm day. Saturday, high temperatures climb into the mid-60s. Widespread frost tonight, a low temperature of 30. Beautiful day tomorrow. High temperatures in the low 60s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine continues throughout the weekend. Highs in the mid-60s. Temperatures approach the upper 60s on Monday. Low 70s possible Tuesday before cold front arrives. Wednesday brings a few showers and a drop in temperature. Highs in the 50s by Thursday. We'll be right back.
These young ladies are the forecast at 6. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Clear skies in place this evening. Should go for some great viewing of the full moon and the comet. Our current temperature 52 degrees. As we look at temperatures this morning, it was cold. Lots of places started out in the 20s. We didn't break any records, but it was definitely a cold start and a region-wide frost. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking quiet. 53 degrees, the current temperature. The dew point's 37. That means it is going to cool off quickly as we head into the next couple of hours past sunset. Clear skies this evening. Widespread frost is expected again tomorrow. But we are looking at a beautiful stretch of weather, much warmer weather ahead as we head into the weekend. Clear skies this evening, temperatures in the 40s. We're tracking warmer weather ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. James, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New information on an assault.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are looking at a nice stretch of weather heading into the weekend. Let's take a live look in downtown Utica. Temperature of 52 degrees as the sun is setting. We are looking at clear skies. Should be great viewing for Comet Atlas, visible in the western sky this evening from 7:15 until 7:45. That's a good time to get out there and see it. You can actually see a little bit before and after then, but that would be the best time. Again, you're going to want to use something to help you see it. It is visible to the naked eye, but it's really dim. A pair of binoculars, a telescope, or night mode on your smartphone will really help you spot this. Again, look to the west after sunset. What will be easier to spot is the full moon. That is on the way, actually, in just a couple of minutes here. The moonrise, 6:14. This is the full supermoon, the brightest moon of the whole year, where the moon is closest to Earth in its orbit during the full moon. It's about 30% brighter than the standard moon. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's clear. Again, should be great and easy to spot the full moon in the night sky. This will also lead to a frost, a widespread frost again tomorrow morning. A quick scrape of the car windshield will be needed first thing in the morning. Skywatchers, Bob and Clinton 55 degrees, Lyman and Eaton 53, Donna and Norway 55, Skinevus checking in with 58. It does cool off very quickly this evening as a big dome of high pressure settles in. That's going to block the clouds from approaching. Some clouds along the coast, but again, we are going to be smooth sailing here with this large area of high pressure in control. Clear skies tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the low 30s to upper 20s. Beautiful on Friday. Sunshine, warmer. High temperatures climb into the low 60s. Great weather for high school football. Temperatures tomorrow evening around sunset will be in the 50s, so it does cool off quickly, but again, the weather looks nice. More frost expected early Saturday morning. Another beautiful day. Lots of sunshine, high temperatures in the mid-60s, and that warming trend is going to continue. Widespread frost tonight, 30 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, a beautiful day, a high of 62. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine continues through the weekend into early next week. This warming trend ramps up as we head into early next week. Temperatures close to 70 Monday, into the low 70s Tuesday, and then a cold front arrives. Average highs this time of the year in the mid-50s, so a lot warmer than usual.
All right, Bill, thank you.
Right.
Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. Just Bill Curtis. Wow, what a moon tonight.
Yeah, we got the full supermoon, so it's extra big, extra bright. This picture taken by John Matthews, rising right over the city of Utica.
Good shot.
Great shot here, great view tonight, clear skies. A perfect view will be taking place over the next couple of nights for that and the comet. And we're also talking about frost because we have clear skies in place. That also means it's going to be cold tonight. In fact, you're going to want to budget in some time to scrape off the car windshield. Just a quick scrape is all you'll need. Temperatures will drop down into the low 30s tonight. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. Temperature-wise, we're sitting at 40, clear skies, light winds. Again, tonight, temperatures drop into the low 30s. Good night to run the heat. You'll likely need it by the morning. We're tracking a beautiful weekend ahead. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, it's
WKTV Plus, your new choice for news and weather, plus a whole lot more. Watch WKTV Plus over the air on WKTV 2.3 and on Spectrum Channel 1246.
pretty cool programming that we have planned for WKTV Plus this weekend. We dug into our archives. We're bringing back some historic shows. Starting on Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. The special Heroes of the Game with Hall of Famer Phil Rizzuto. I sat down with Scooter back in 2000. What an honor that was. Then on Saturday night at 5 o'clock, it's the WKTV 45th Anniversary Special. I have to say that was a little bit before my time here. And then at 7:30 at night, a replay of Heroes of the Game with Phil Rizzuto. And then right after that, back from the early 2000s, another Heroes of the Game special with Brooks Robinson, Phil Niekro, Robin Roberts, all Hall of Famers. This is all on WKTV Plus, and it's our goal to bring back as many of our archives and share them with you as we can. Live.
Download the Storm Tracker 2 app. Free to install. Use the icons on the bottom to navigate between tabs. Get instant weather updates and alerts right on your phone. Storm Tracker 2, where we track storms.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Temperature of 42 degrees. It is cooling off. It's going to be cold enough for patchy frosts first thing tomorrow morning. We've got a nice stretch of weather ahead. We also have the opportunity, in case you missed it tonight, to view Comet Atlas. It's going to continue to be viewed in the evening sky over the next several nights. Best viewing time, 7:15 to 7:45. You're going to look to the west. It won't be quite as bright, or at least I should say it will be dimmer over the next couple of days. You want to use something to help you spot this, a pair of binoculars, your night mode on your camera. You're going to need something here besides just your eyes, because a lot of people have had trouble spotting this just with your eyes, although if you are in a really dark place, you might have some success. The full moon is out tonight. It is a super moon, and it is larger than usual. It is brighter than usual, up to 30% brighter compared to the standard moon, because the moon is a little bit closer this time in orbit compared to other times during the full moon. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, clear skies, frost expected tomorrow morning. Temperatures start out in the 30s. We've got a big dome of high pressure in control of our weather. And what this is going to do is it's going to keep skies clear. It's going to keep these clouds and showers away. It's also going to change the wind direction. And it's going to start to bring in some warmer weather into central New York over the next couple of days. Down into the 30s tonight, clear skies. Friday, we warm up quickly. The air will be very dry, but it will make it feel comfortable in the afternoon. High temperatures in the low 60s. Great weather for high school football. We're expecting temperatures to be in the 50s by game time. It does cool off pretty quickly tomorrow night. Overnight lows will drop down into the 30s. Saturday looks beautiful. Another sunny day with temperatures warmer in the mid-60s. Widespread frost tonight, low of 30. Tomorrow, beautiful, 62 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine continues throughout the weekend. Temperatures in the mid-60s. Beautiful weekend ahead. Monday, mostly sunny, 68. We're into the low 70s on Tuesday. Cold front arrives Wednesday. Some cooler weather to follow with highs in the 50s on Thursday. We'll be right back.
Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Gorgeous, full, super duper huge moon tonight. I don't know how else you call that.
That's right. That is the appropriate scientific term, the super duper moon. So this is a great shot. When the moon's right over the horizon, it kind of plays tricks on our eyes. It actually looks bigger when it's on the horizon,
right?
Even though it's not. It's just we have things to compare it to. This is a great photo, by the way. We appreciate all the photos we've been getting. We've been getting full moon pictures, comet pictures. You can check out Facebook. A lot of those posts have been going on my Facebook page. Just search for my name, Bill Curtis. And I'm in the wrong spot here. Let me move over and not get hit by the car. Looking at some frost here tomorrow morning, just enough where you're going to take a moment or two to scrape off the car windshield. I don't think it's going to be super thick, but it might slow you down here first thing in the morning. That's because we have clear skies in place. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperature-wise, we're already 37 degrees, and we'll fall into the low 30s tonight with patchy frost. Beautiful weather as expected as we head into the weekend and beyond. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, it's something that hasn't been seen in 80,000 years. Pretty cool programming that we have planned for WKTV Plus. It's coming up this weekend. We dug into our archives, and we're bringing back some historic shows. Starting on Saturday morning at 7:30, the special Heroes of the Game with Hall of Famer Phil Rizzuto. I sat down with Scooter back in 2000. What an honor. What a show. Then Saturday night at 5 o'clock, it's the WKTV 45th anniversary special. I have to say that's a little bit before my time. Then at 7:30 p.m., we'll replay Heroes of the Game with Rizzuto. And then right after that, from the early 2000s, Heroes of the Game with Brooks Robinson, Phil Niekro, and Robin Roberts. This is all on WKTV Plus. And our goal is to bring as many back of our archives and show them to you as we can on WKTV Plus. Looking forward to it. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. A temperature of 40 degrees. We're cooling off. It will be another chilly night, another night with frost. But the opportunities for clear skies will give us more opportunities to see things like the comet. It'll be in the sky in the west over the next couple of evenings. If you haven't had a chance to see this, or you've just had trouble spotting this, you're going to look to the west in the sky, but you're going to need to have some help, either a pair of binoculars or night mode on your camera to be able to see the faint color that's coming from it. There are people that say that they can see it with their naked eye. I've tried seeing this the last couple of nights. It's really hard to do that. I mean, at most I see just a very small glow of light, but unless you know where you're looking, it's very, very difficult to spot it with the naked eye. 7:15 to 7:45 in the evening is the best time to view it. Again, look to the west. Full moon's out tonight. It'll remain in the night sky over the next few nights. This is the largest moon of the year, the brightest moon of the year. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. We've got a big dome of high pressure and control. It's going to keep us dry. It's going to keep the clouds off the Atlantic seaboard, along with the rain. And our weather will be dry for the next several days. Tonight, clear skies. Overnight lows fall into the low 30s. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Beautiful. It warms up. We'll make our way into the low 60s. The weather looks great for high school football games. Temperatures will be in the 50s. Weather looks chilly to start Saturday, but another beautiful afternoon with lots of sunshine and high temperatures in the mid-60s. Tonight, widespread frost, a low temperature of 30. Tomorrow, sunshine, beautiful, 62 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather looks nice through the weekend. Temperatures in the mid-60s Saturday and Sunday. Lots of sunshine into early next week. We're in the low 70s by Tuesday. Cold front arrives Wednesday. Cooler weather to follow on Thursday. We'll be right back.
These young ladies